Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Data here, and welcome back to the Pittsburgh Pirates franchise mode here on NHL MLB The Show 23, headed into 2025 off-season. In the last episode, we had a heartbreaking end in the 2025 postseason as we were up Game 1 in the wild card against the Phillies. Game 2, just a couple innings away from going through in 2 games, but no, David Bednar chokes it in Game 2. Chokes it. I don't think we brought him in Game 3, but I think Gary De Silva struggled in Game 3. I tried to block it all out of my mind already. So we're back in the offseason, but I think we only have some final little touches to make. Diego, Landon, welcome to the stream, my friends. We only have a few final touches left to make. We have a strong team. For some reason, Ji-Man Choi is the first baseman. We know it's Pete Alonso. We have a strong team here, a good pitching staff, something we were struggling with in the past. We have players who really showed incredible ability in the past year. I'm especially thinking about Josh Rojas, who bat .315 last year. So we have some great stories. We've been having great success. And now it's time for the final touches in the 2025 off-season to get ready for a nice run in the 2026 season. Diego, think we can trade for Edwin Diaz? I know we haven't. Yeah, well, it's absolutely something to think about. We are 100% moving Bednar and getting an elite closer. Is that Diaz? Is that Hader? We don't know yet, but we're absolutely doing something. So if you're watching after we've already gone live and you're here after the fact, welcome. Same to you. But you can go ahead and jump to the 5-minute mark in the top left corner. That will be when we get the episode started. Once I get through all the little dotting the I's and crossing the T's, as I always must do. Description, thumbnail, blah, blah, blah. But great to be back for another Friday night stream. Don't rob the Mets anymore, please. That's true. We got Pete Alonso. That was through free agency, but I'm sure they wouldn't be super content with making trades with us after they lost him. I don't know. They didn't want to pay him. We ended up paying him what he was worth, and there you go. Too bad that his injury in the postseason or at the end of the regular season, was what really cost us, as remove the 45 home runs and the batting .280 average from the lineup, and that really does something, right? Another great one tonight, Data. Ready to go. Thank you, Mackenzie. Welcome to the stream, and thank you for those kind words. I've got a couple of Mets fans in here. James, I forget, were you in the streams on Twitch in MLB The Show? Was it 20 or 21 when we did the Mets series? Those were the good old days. I wish I had recorded those and put them on YouTube. They were Twitch exclusive, but it's too bad that they disappear after... is that just a couple of weeks or a couple of months? But nothing more than that. They disappear from Twitch. It's too bad. That was a great series. I kind of moved away from Twitch just for that reason alone, I think. A lot of people like to go back and binge through series and things like that. Yeah, Slam Buddy, Choknar, he's gone. He is gone. He choked it in 2024. He choked it in 2025. He is gone. We kept him only because of his contract, and in the end, it wasn't worth it. MLB The Show. Wish I knew who you were then. Oh, that was a good one. I would do it again. I would be. It's been long enough that I would do it again. But here we are with the Pirates for now. But I was watching them. Here goes Billy Epler. I'm not sure who Billy Epler is on the stream. Oh, that is her. Oh, I'm thinking. I'm thinking from a hockey point of view. Billy Epler, the baseball player. What am I doing? The GM. Sorry. I'm trying to type descriptions while reading at the same time. I was thinking Pittsburgh Penguins, and I'm thinking, who's Billy Epler in hockey? My goodness. You have to forgive me. After a long week on a Friday night, you got to forgive me. So we're about a minute away from getting started. At the 5-minute mark, we'll get going. Here's our current depth, the lineup for the moment. Looking at the outfield, I love the Happ, Reynolds, and Santander outfield. I like the infield of Hayes, Cruz, Johnson, and Alonso. Rojas, DH. The catching position is where we're struggling, and probably in the relief pitching as well. The starting rotation of De Silva, Flaherty, Contreras, Eichhoff, and maybe Allard, the 5 for next year, is looking good. But we'll have to figure that out in free agency because we have some money. I don't think we're going to be splashing any crazy dollar amounts around just yet, but we will have some money. No kidding, doing a Mets franchise mode right now. Well, then there you go. Lines up perfectly. And I will warn you right now, for those of you who are watching live, if you'll be here in about, I don't know, maybe I would say an hour's time, I will have to quickly step away for just about 3 minutes from the stream. I wish I had like overlays and things on Twitch to say like be back in a minute, but it'll just be I have to step away in about 3 minutes. I'll explain why when the time comes, but I just have something to take care of. Basically, I got to go to the door and get a package. But long story short, but that'll be in about an hour from now. Let's get this party started, ladies and gentlemen. The 2025 off season. I don't think it's going to be an especially long episode. It's more the housekeeping that usually takes up more of our time. I think when it comes to our team, we're pretty much set. I don't think there's any one position that we say we definitely got to target this in this offseason. I think it's just the closing pitcher, whether it be through free agency or through a trade. Bednar definitely will be traded. I'd prefer to sign a closer and then move Bednar in a trade and recoup some prospects. But if we have to move him for another closer, then there you go. So here we are to begin the offseason after a heartbreaking end to the postseason, losing against the Phillies in the wild card after we were just a couple of innings away from going through in 2 games. We lose in 3 games. We sent Brian Reynolds his contract offer, 5 years of $135 million, 93 overall, one of the most valuable batters in the league for a couple of years now, especially. It's overpowered without meaning. I know exactly what you're saying, Landon. It's very easy to trade a piece, like let's say not even a big piece, like let's say even like a Mitch Keller here, a guy who might grow, might not, 30 years of age, be potential. You can get a great couple, like 2 really good prospects who become maybe high 80s, right? With in a few years down the road. So we try to keep the aspect of realism involved as much as possible. But yes, if you are just trying to get the most overpowered team possible, it is not the hardest thing to do. So we sent Reynolds his contract offer. G-Man Choi, he was so clutch in the postseason. He had 29 at-bats in the regular season. We don't care. G-Man and Andrew McCutchen, both of those 2 players have to keep coming back until they retire. As much as I love Bednar, pride of Lafayette College, he sadly extended his stay here in Pittsburgh. Absolutely, James. Absolutely. So that's what we'll do. That's the first step that we have to take care of. On top of that, we also have to look at reviewing our staff. We have our manager, hitting coach, and third base coach, but we need a new pitching, first base coach, and farm director. So for our pitching coach, we got to definitely overpay, I think, because in the past few times that we tried to get somebody, he always goes to a different team. Per nine, and control. Per nine, just a 2 break in velocity. Per nine, break, per nine. Let's go with Kevin. Kelvin Coyle sounds like the right guy here. Let's go 3 years for Kelvin. I'll give him $6 million, $2 million per year. We got to pay a lot for our staff, I think. We got to get a good staff. Last few years, we've been shuffling guys in and out. So there's hopefully our next pitching coach. First base coach. I don't want minuses on well, unless it's random stuff. Arm strength, blocking, arm accuracy, fielding, speed, stealing, durability, arm accuracy, speed. We gotta have some stealing pluses, right? Durability, don't want injuries. Reaction, no. +2 stealing, reaction, fielding, arm accuracy, maybe. Arm accuracy, -1 reaction, but +2 on those things. They don't matter too much in the simulation. That's why I'm not giving it too much worth just yet. This guy might be good here, but he's 70 years old. He's gonna retire. Stealing, durability, arm accuracy, Chris Hook. Let's try Chris Hook. Let's go 3 years at $5 million, or even let's go 5.5 on Chris Hook. And then finally, we'll go to the farm director. I have someone who's definitely able to get these players developed. +3 drag bunting, don't care about that. Durability, hits per 9. Don't care too much about those. Clutch, no, we need the clutch. You got to get the clutch. Happy Friday. Welcome, Leafs fan. Pleasure to have you in. Per 9. So speaking, and by the way, everyone in here, if you're curious about the next Pittsburgh Penguins franchise mode episode, that will be up tomorrow at, I'm going to say noon Eastern, about Saturday, noon or 1 p.m. Eastern. So we are within about 15 hours from our next Penguins episode. Let's hear it, Slim. Let's hear your Rogers and Lowe suggestions. Blocking, clutch. I don't care about drag bunting and stuff like that. I wish you could sort by attribute grade, though. All the A's in one place would be good. Wada, thank you, Wandon. Dabrowski, good guess. Tyler and Taylor Rogers. I think they're happy in San Francisco. Arm accuracy, -3 break, though. All right, let's go back to the top. Back to the top. Let's find someone here. Hey, it brings me back to where I was. And Vogelbach, of course. That's what we need. That's exactly what we need. That's actually not the worst idea. It's not the worst idea. stealing, no. Vogelbach, the king. How about the pitching clutch? No, we need that. Hold on. How about these guys? Drag bunting, don't care. Reaction clutch, hits per 9. All right, let's go for Solomon. Solomon, 3 years at 5.5 for you as well. I want lots of interest for those guys. So hopefully those 3 coaches sign on. And let's go. I'm just curious. We can't do any trades right now at this time in the season. But let's just look at the Giants. I'm sorry. Oh, no, that was the Guardians. Giants. Wrong. And relief pitchers. So Taylor Rogers, no contract, obviously. He's 35, see potential, had decent numbers. And Tyler Rogers, he's a 66 overall. Eesh, I don't know. He's also, and of course, they're the same age. I don't know about bringing in a 66 and a 75. I don't know about that. So now let's advance a few days. Hopefully those coaches will sign on. Chris Hook accepts the offer. Very good. Kelvin Coyle accepts. Very good. Those are the ones that I really wanted. Now we're just waiting on the farm director. Who did we send the offer to? Where's it? Up here? He has no other offers. Come on, Solomon. Let's go. Come on now. Solomon Lincoln. Last day. Yeah, we'll stop simulating for a moment. Did all these guys sign on? No. So I guess I got to send a qualifying offer, eh? So I will tender a qualifying offer just to make sure that if he signs for another club, we're not going to be up the creek. But hopefully he is willing to sign $135 million for 5 years. McCutcheon signed on. Choi did not, but come on, you're definitely going to sign that. And Mitch Keller, actually, I forgot to sign him. What am I saying? Brubaker and Garcia we're letting walk, but Keller, we got to sign him. So I'm going to give him a qualifying offer. Obviously, he won't sign 1 year, $20 million, but I don't want to lose him for nothing. Mitch Keller, let's go ahead and send him a contract offer. He will be rotation / long relief. Can I give you 2 years? 2 years at 15.5, 7.825 per million per season. That's a lot of money for Mitch Keller, but if he grows into the 80s, that's what he's worth at 30 years of age. Worst case, we trade him, but I'm going to offer Mitch Keller that, and we'll let Brubaker and Garcia walk. Brubaker, he's been good. He's been here for a while now, a long while, but his numbers were okay. Just as a 71 overall, just not really a lot of room for him anymore. And Garcia, 65 overall, deep potential. Last season, he was 2 seasons ago, he was okay, but last season, not as great. So those 2 will walk. All right, advance 1 more day into free agency. And Solomon goes to the Phillies. Great. Thank you, Solomon. Now, here we are. So Reynolds does become a free agent. He didn't sign his offer before time ran out, but we still obviously have our offers to Reynolds, Keller, and Choi. Looking at the free agents, just curious, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Will Smith, Dylan Cease, JT Realmuto, Zach Gallen, Kyle Tucker, Tommy Edman, Dustin May, Bo Bichette. A lot of names out here. If we just look at the closing pitchers, Ryan Helsley, 2.73 ERA last year with 49 saves. Great hits per 9. I'd be interested in Ryan Helsley. Devin Williams also has an 88 overall. Numbers weren't as good last year. Devin Williams, though, is tempting. What do they want? He wants 10.5 per year. Williams wants 5.6 per year. Very good. And then you got Clay Holmes down there. If you're bringing back McCutcheon and Choi, you got to bring in the bros. Thoughts on the OEL buyout? Woo, that OEL buyout, the biggest buyout pretty much in NHL history in terms of cap hit and length and duration, all that. Big move by the Canucks. I don't know if it's going to pay off. I don't know what they're going to use that money for just yet. Michael King as a relief pitcher is also available. Had decent numbers, had 37 saves. That's about it. So, yeah, for those 2 positions, that's about it. Helsley and King. 6 years at $60 million. His best offer is about 10.1 per year. Great value and monster hitter. Who are you talking about here, Pat? Ryan Suter needs to be bought out. Are you talking about Brandon Lowe? Is that what you're talking about? Lowe. So Helsley probably stands out the most. So here's the question now. Are we looking to bring him in? Is the chat messing up again? Really? No, I see it here. I think it's okay. Oh, Bo Bichette, I see. So here's the question to the assistant general managers now, all of you here. If we're going to be bringing in a new closing pitcher, do we trade Bednar for someone? Oh, it's just a repeat of the messages. That's why. Do we bring in Bednar? Do we move out Bednar for a closing pitcher? Or do we sign Helsley as a free agent and then move out Bednar for prospects? And Dexter's rewatching the Ducks franchise back on NHL 20, my first series that I really did like full out. I did the NHL 18 and the 19 kind of just for my buddies, but that was the first one that I really did all out. And hope you're enjoying it, my friend. Big value. There you go. You're right, Pat. You're right. And it doesn't matter as much in the simulation. Get Gallings a solid. Well, hold on. First, we're looking at the relief and the closing. Bednar is definitely leaving, but do we move him for prospects and then sign a free agent, or do we move him for another closing pitcher like a Josh Hader or someone like that? I saw sign then trade. I say sign then trade for prospects. Sign Helsley then trade him for pieces. Like let's say for example we're looking at what's his name, Hader. Here he is. Josh Hader is making $14.3 million as a 91 overall. Could we just go out and get Josh Hader from the Mets, again from the Mets, and trade them David Bednar plus something else? They get to shed a lot of money, and then we only have to pay maybe like $4 million more for our closer, but he's better than Helsley by a couple overall, and he had much better numbers as well. Do we go ahead and do that? But his walks per 9 are a bit worse. I don't know. I don't see there's a huge difference between Hader and... he's going to make more over the next few years as well, eh? Now, I think we go Helsley. I think I agree with the chat here. Only if you could have reached the scouting. Yes, of course. Dinner and Ducks. Enjoy, buddy. Thank you, Dexter. Closer for closer doesn't make the most sense. Mets don't mind paying the players big money. You know what? Great point. Let's go ahead and send out an offer, and hopefully he will sign it. Let's go and see free agency here. So let's go and see Ryan Helsley, buddy. You're currently getting offered $10.1 million for 6 years. I will give you 5 years because I don't trust... Actually, he has 8 potential. Do we go... It gains a lot of interest. Now he wants 9.9 per year. So I guess we do go 6. We tell him that he'll get the closing role, and we'll give him 11 per season. 6 years at $66 million. So 11 per year to be the closer, and we'll go from there. I think that's a pretty solid offer. I think he has a lot of interest in it. Let's hope that he wants to go for it. So there's the closing pitcher that may answer all of our questions, fingers crossed. I don't think we're really going to be going after anybody else. Especially, let's look at the tender contracts here. Let's get a few players signed on before we have to start worrying about things here. We could do a renewable contract for Tamar Johnson where we re-sign him for 80% or less, or of more or less, is it? I forget, of what he made last season. Let me read this. Any price greater than 80%. So if he was making $1 million, we could just pay him something greater than $800K, right? Or we could say, let's just sign him, keep him renewable for another season, and we'll just give him $780K every day. I think that's just fair enough. We'll do that. Edgar Hernandez, yes, $90K. A lot of these, just got to bear with me for a second here. Quinn Priester, he's 25 years of age, B potential. He's ready to get into a depth role. We'll keep him as renewable. We'll look up low later, buddy, or Lau. 2 years depth. Endy Rodriguez, our catcher, of course. We'll keep him in a platoon role. We'll give him a 1-year deal, and we'll offer him $700K. Unless he would take even less, though, eh? Hold on. Let's offer him $600K. 1 year, $600K on Endy Rodriguez. Nick Gonzalez, he's looked good. He has looked good. I want to keep him renewable, so let's do 2 years, actually, on him. Let's wait and see what he gives us. And he's pretty content with taking a lot less, eh? Vogelbach. He's content taking $120K for 2 years. I don't want to go too cheap here. $250K. There you go, out of the kindness of my heart. Luis Ortiz. C potential, 74 overall at 27 years of age. You want... Okay, I can do 2 years on you. I can do 2 years. All I see is Vogelbach. Right now I'm doing contract renewals. Let's go to 800K, 2 years. He's depth. Marcano. A catcher who's probably not going to make the MLB with our 2 catchers that we have, but good to have him in the system for injuries or whatever else. Let's do 1 year at 780 and call him depth, actually. Sorry. Bednar for bogey, 1-for-1. Absolutely. The Mets have a thing called trade block. You can check it out. A little NHL jab. 1 year, 400K. Triolo. 72, C potential, third base. Ooh, withdraw. We're definitely gonna re-sign these guys. Just at what dollar value, right? I'll give you 2 years. But these guys, they all want to be platoon. You're depth, my friend. You are depth. Bear with me. So, anyone have thoughts as the NHL season has wrapped up? Anyone have thoughts on the Vegas Golden Knights and their Stanley Cup championship? We haven't had a chance to talk about it. I didn't end up doing a data cast or anything like that. I wasn't really feeling it. I didn't think I had too much to really say. I could have broken it down a little bit, but work was really busy, unfortunately. Already just doing the weekly live stream can be tough. So I thought maybe we could discuss a little bit here. What were we thinking about the Vegas Golden Knights over the Florida Panthers? Crazy about the amount of injuries that they were dealing with. Paguro will go, again, depth. I don't know what you're talking about. And I'll go 1 year. Actually, we'll go 2 years. Why not? Speaking of NHL, San Diego Studios should come. That would be amazing. I would love a game like that. Love a game like that. Team in the desert winning. Yeah, that's true. 1 year 60. I love these guys. The 1 year 60Kers. Johan Ramirez. He played a little bit in the MLB. Yeah, he wasn't great though. What does he want? Again, I keep always offering it. Yeah, was I mistaken? Am I mistaken that the crowd was like totally dissipated after like the next few hours after they won the Stanley Cup? Like no celebrations at all going on. Philip Kershaw is the best. Yeah, analytics. You love your analytics, buddy. Let's go 80K. Make sure he's happy. I have a thought on the NHL. The Canucks are trying very hard to be your next franchise mode. It could be, eh? We go coast to coast going across the Western Conference next year. I could see them being a very favorable choice of the assistant general managers when it comes time to vote next year for NHL 24. That's true. Nuggets. 2 years there. Everyone has these renewable contracts. Lolo Sanchez. There you go. Travis Swaggerty. These guys want such crazy things. This guy could grow, has B potential, but he's 28 now. Hey, thanks, Leafs. I appreciate you saying that. Very kind words. Maybe I'll find my way to an NHL job someday. Poverty team moves. Absolutely. Unfortunately the case. This guy's willing to take way less. Like, why does he want 780, but he has the exact same interest in 60K? So, Brendan Malone, take your 60K then. 80K. This guy we got in the Rule 5 draft, has he grown at all? Not too much. Ryan Weiss. Oh, I still want him to hopefully keep growing a little bit. Again, 2 years at this renewable dollar amount. On what direction they go in this offseason? Could the Bruins be an option? Oh yeah, the Bruins were actually an option last. I think they made the draft, the poll actually. I think the Bruins were in the poll for the first series in NHL 23. Kronos, buddy, not too much. We sent out a free agent offer to Ryan Helsley as to be our new closing pitcher. Right now we're just taking care of some of the housekeeping of the re-signing phase, and then we'll be back. It shouldn't take too much longer. Johan Oviedo, I've liked him in moments when he's come up. I'll keep him as depth if he wants to come back for... Yeah, there you go. Do you think the Wings will trade up in the draft? I haven't done my big deep dive on the draft just yet. I wouldn't say it's out of... I wouldn't say it would be out of the norm for Stevie Y, but I wouldn't say they really... Oh, here goes the phone. I wouldn't say they really have much to move up with. I think they're content kind of consolidating what they do have. And I think from there, if they were to move out or make some sort of trade, it would be moving out to receive a guy like Alex DeBrincat or something. I could see that happening more than I could see them making a big move to trade into the top 5. But I wouldn't be surprised if Stevie Y tried to pull something off nonetheless. All these guys are just basically getting re-signed. If they don't, I've learned my lesson now. If you don't do it, you go to free agency and there's no one good. So, that's you, Slim? That's you? I'm not sure I can learn French. Everyone's just getting their contracts here. If they end up not being anything, they become trade bait or whatever else to get other pieces. But we got to have bodies in the system. That's basically it. We got to have bodies. Landline rich. I'm a big landline guy. I got to say, I'm a big landline guy. Love the landline. Just a little bit in the personal world. My brother, actually, when he got married and he moved out, he said he didn't believe in the landline. He's just on the cell phone. Problem is, he only keeps it in his pocket on silent, so he is basically unreachable now. I enjoy the annoyingness of the landline, where it rings so loudly that you gotta go get it. Smith and Jigba, not the greatest potential, but he's a fan favorite, so we'll keep him on board. Abraham Escobar, 60K. Gonzalez, yeah, we're almost there. Now, these are the easy ones. 50, 60K for everybody. Bing, bang, bong. Take it and move on. Just going through the buttons. Slim's one of those pranksters who says, yeah, he would. Nathan Webb. Now we're getting to some of the guys that we've drafted, which is fun. If you remember some of those names as we go through it. 72 million in pending offers right now. Is that true? Oh, I guess that's because of Brian Reynolds. Almost at the bottom now. If you're enjoying the series so far, while I'm just mashing some buttons, if you have a second, go ahead, leave a like. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. We have our next Pittsburgh Penguins franchise mode coming out tomorrow. I'd say about 15 hours away from that going live. I gotta say, it's a really exciting off-season. It's a really exciting off-season. And welcome on board. Now we're at 22 people. Welcome on board, ladies and gentlemen. A pleasure to have you for the stream. More than we usually get for MLB, I do have to say. So from there, all the contracts have been signed, or at least sent out. We'll see if these guys can sign on, take their 50, 60K. Now we can move on to the rest of what we're really interested in, which is seeing the free agency. We've sent out contracts to Reynolds, Helsley, Keller, Choi, of course. So that's, I don't trust the AI. I don't trust the AI, unfortunately. Then there's salary arbitration. We only have a few players in the arbitration category. Do we bother looking at some of these lower, like Connor Joe? I'm going to give him arbitration. I don't know about that. O'Neal Cruz. What's up with O'Neal Cruz? Of course, great season last year, 29 home runs. He bat 286. He's our everyday guy, 6'7", just a monster out there. Would we want to go the arbitration route where we would say his previous salary was $750K, or do we just say, hey, it's time for you to get your big boy money? We could go 1 year arbitration, $2.2 million, 2 years arbitration, 3 years arbitration as well. So I think it'll be smart to use up those years and not bring him to free agent eligibility. So let's go 2 years on O'Neal Cruz. I think that's fair to give him, because I don't want to. On one hand, I don't want to give him 1 year. The next year he's wanting 1 year, $8 million. Let's do 2 years, $3 million. We'll make him the star, and we'll go from there when he has another year of arbitration after. I think that's a fair enough deal. So it'll be $3 million per year. 2 years, $6 million. Let's see what he says. All right. Contreras, 83 overall. He was an incredible part of our postseason. He had, what, like 12, 13 strikeouts in like 6 innings when he came in long relief for when Gary DeSilva fell apart. So that was incredible. Contreras, we definitely want you a part of the rotation next year. I'd be okay with giving him, I'd be okay with committing to him, but I don't know about going until free agent eligibility. I think I want to stay again within arbitration years. Oh, yeah, of course, Nay. So let's try and bring him down to $3 million per year. I'm sure he's still interested in that. Let's bring it. Actually, let's go a bit more. I want him to be really interested. Let's go $10 million. 3 years, $10 million, $3.33 million per year. And he'll be a rotation pitcher for us. Okay, Henry Davis, our first overall pick in what, 2019 was it? He will continue to be our everyday our everyday catcher. His attributes have really grown nicely, so that's very good. Again, I don't want to bring him to free agent eligibility. Let's go 2 years as well on him. I think that's a nice sweet spot. 2 years at like $1.75 million per year or so. He gets the everyday role. I'm sure he's very happy. Let's go 3.5 for 2 years. No, that's and $2 million? No, it's too much. Yeah, 3.5 is fine. 3.5 for 2 years. Rodolfo Castro, I'd like to see him getting more at-bats. 157 last year. He bat 280. He's been a great platoon guy for our infield, so definitely want to bring Castro back. And it'd be funny, you know what, if we signed Helsley, that would mean Flaherty, Cabrera, Hicks, that we're just poaching everyone from the Cardinals. And forget the Mets, we're poaching all the Cardinals. Castro, buddy, I want to go 2 years on you as well. Actually, no, more like a year. I want to see what you can do this year. Platoon role, I'll pay you well. 1 year, 1.7 for platoon role. Genesis Cabrera, we got him close to the trade deadline, and he was a great pickup for the bullpen. So we'll have him continuing as one of our relief pitchers. 1 more year of arbitration eligibility, so I'm definitely going to use that. But be happy because you will be having a bullpen role. And how does 1 year, $2 million sound? Great. And Connor Joe, I'm thinking we let Connor Joe walk at this point. He had 230 at-bats. He bat 239. He had more at-bats towards the end of the year because of Pete Alonso being out. I'd rather have signed someone else like a 74 or something like that. I don't know if I like having him as our one of our main platoon guys, batting 239. Didn't have a great season. Attributes are going down as he's 33 years of age now. I think we're going to let him walk. So if we are letting him walk, let's go back to free agency. Let's see if we can get some sort of platoon outfielder because we have McCutchen. That's great. But I wouldn't mind getting someone else that we can trust a bit more. I'm thinking like a Jock Peterson type of guy who is... Oh, actually, he bat 212 last year. Raimel Tapia? Tapia, he bat 433 and 67 at-bats. 297 the year before, has really good contact. And has good speed as well, or good enough speed. Tapia's interesting. Conforto, bat 212. Tapia, but he's also a 71, though. Kind of goes against what I was saying. Gurriel Jr., he's too good to be in that role. What about the center fielders? Enrique Hernandez? No. Keep in mind that all these guys are qualified. Austin Slater? Bat 276. And right fielders, Trace Thompson. Really good against righties. Could be a good righty platoon guy. Bat 259 last season with 25 home runs, actually. Trace Thompson, what would you say to a contract? He wants like $7 million. I can't pay $7 million for a guy to sit on the bench. George Springer, there he is. Good old George Springer. So let's go back to the left fielders. I guess, what about Bob Franco? Who's this? Never heard. He's 18 years of age. This guy's some sort of rookie. Let's sign this guy out of California. Undrafted out of California. Bob Franco. Good contact and power. Good enough. 18 years of age. Deep potential, so I doubt he really grows, but good speed. All right, Bobby. Let's go, buddy. How much can I give you? Can I give you as much as I want? Yeah, I can. Let's give him $150K. Son of John Franco. Bob Franco. 1 year, $150K. All right. Let's see what Bob says to that. I wouldn't mind. No, I don't think so. Well, how does let's just look at the MLB roster. Actually, let's look at the bottom of the MLB roster. So McCutchen in the outfield. We'll bring in Bob. Connor Joe is Bob replaces Connor Joe. Gonzalez actually and Castro. We're good in the infield. Yeah, we're good for the infield. So I think we're good to go. I think we're pretty much good to go here. In AAA, obviously, Andy Rodriguez is in the MLB. Just get a better picture of who's where. Marcano is a fringe guy as well. Priester is a fringe guy as well. So we're currently at 23 men. Take out Bednar 22, replace him with Halsey. We're back to 23. Sign Bob 24. Maybe we still need someone else, eh? Because right now, let's go through it. Catchers, 1-2, we're good. First base, we got Pete Alonso. No longer Connor Joe there, but we do have Castro and Gonzalez, who are versatile. Not first base eligible, but we could move them there maybe if we had to. Rojas, of course, is always versatile. So I like the infield. Shortstop, O'Neal Cruz, maybe a shortstop type thing, because if somebody moves out in shortstop... Actually, no. These guys can play shortstop. It would be more first base. A backup first base. Hey, everyone, just popping by while I have some downtime on the vacation. Hobbsy, buddy. Didn't miss too much. Hope you're soaking up the rays and enjoying as much time as you can. We sent out some free agent offers, basically just to our guys, plus arbitration, tender contracts, but also looking at bringing in Ryan Helsley as our new closing pitcher. We sent him an offer, $66 million for 6 years. Hopefully he likes it. I wouldn't mind some sort of platoon first baseman, just to have someone, not anyone who's going to, we could even put him in AAA if we had to, just someone we could trust a bit. Josh Bell, power guy. Garrett Cooper, good against lefties, 305 batting average. What does he want? $4.2 million, 35 years of age. Jesus Aguilar. Miguel Sano, 99 power against righties. Anthony Rizzo, bat 287 last year, but if he's qualified, signing a player that receives a qualifying offer will forfeit a draft pick. So I don't want to forfeit a draft pick. But what's the difference between qualified and qualifying offer made, right? Check the WAR on. Well, these are just depth guys. It's not a huge deal. Jose Abreu, how old is he now? 39. Luke Voigt, my nemesis in franchise mode if you go back to the Oakland A's series. Josh Bell, he's more affordable. You know what? Let's do it. Platoon on Josh Bell. 1 year, $2 million on Josh Bell to be platoon. $500K more than the Brewers are offering him. And I think that's about it for the moment. Let's advance a few days and see what happens. Advance a day, advance 2 days. We also have to... O'Neal Cruz resigns, avoiding arbitration. That's good. I forgot we have to sign a new farm director. Where am I looking? Coach contracts. Farm director. Of course, everyone wants the farm... my goodness. Considering I spent most of the day on a bus, train, and a mall, I wouldn't say I'm soaking in the Rays yet, but soon. Soon enough. Soon enough. Maybe we gotta take a B-rated guy for the farm. Velocity and Ks per 9. We don't care about drag bunting. Durability I do care about. Speed I care about. Drag bunting I don't care about. Break velocity and stealing. I don't care about the rest so much. Drag bunting, clutch, blocking. Clutch, drag bunting, hits per 9, and blocking. No. Clutch, no, I like contact. Velocity, hits per 9, no. I just don't want any bad negatives. That's all I don't want. I don't want bad negatives. No, I want the clutch. Arm accuracy, no, I want the pitching clutch. Hits per 9s, I want. Plate discipline and blocking, no, I want plate discipline. Boy, it's hard to find people here. Stealing, no. Break, what? Do I really care about break? Maybe we just do a 1-year deal on a guy just to get somebody in there. It's always such a hassle to get the coaching contracts done, I find. It could be streamlined a bit more. That's the one place where the NHL coaching system is horrible, but the staff, signing staff members is where NHL gets MLB. Like the one place where NHL wins. Now, let's go back to the top. Let's just swallow our pride and take somebody that works. Back to the top. Come on, you can do it. I want to get this farm director out of the way so we can see what's going to happen in free agency. Let's go check if Halsey has any offers as well. Let's go arm strength. We've got control, break, plate vision. Great. Farm director, 3 years, $4 million. Blang. Bang, blang, whatever you want to say. Shockingly, I don't hate Slim's suggestion of looking at Harold Ramirez. He's been really good this year, I got to say. He has in the real world. Harold Ramirez, first base, I believe. Harold Ramirez. He's qualified, though. That's the problem. He's qualified. Batting .288. I like Harold Ramirez a lot. He wouldn't want any crazy money. But do we have to give up a draft pick if we sign someone who's qualified? Is that how it works? That's what I don't like. What's the difference between qualified and qualifying offer made? You know? No, actually, let me look back at Halsey. Any other offers on Halsey going in? Yes, 60 point. We're still at the highest offer there, at least. Let's go back to first base. What's his name? Where's Josh Bell? Did Josh Bell sign and didn't say anything, even in the top? Oh, that's only top offseason. Ah, so he's here now. Josh Bell's on board. Now we're not going to get Ramirez then. We got Josh Bell on board. Advanced compliment. Brad Shelley. Okay, great. New farm director, Brad Shelley. Will Smith going to the Rangers. Zach Gallen to the Yankees. Devin Williams to the Cardinals. They lost Helsley. Dylan Cease to the Padres. Okay, any other big moves? We re-signed Brian Reynolds to his contract. 5 years, $135 million. Very nice. We're still waiting on Contreras to sign. Connor Joe, we're going to let him walk. Tender contracts, we're still waiting on a few of these guys. We sent good offers, I'm not worried. We're still waiting on Ryan Helsley. Let's see. Anyone else who's competing with us? Not really. We're still at the best offer. Let's even give him a better offer. Come on now. 6 years at 67. Extra $1 million just for squeezing us. 6 years, 67 million. Come on, extra $200K per year. Come on now, Ryan. Let's do it. Everyone else has signed on. How does the budget look right now? We still have 39.63 million. We're looking good. We're still looking good. Let's advance a couple more days. Come on, Ryan. Come on, JT Realmuto to the Rangers. Still waiting. These guys love to take their sweet time, eh? We still have the top offer. The other offers are going down here, but he has a lot of interest with the Padres. He's getting 53, so that's under 11 million still. He has a lot of interest. We're still the best offer, but there's other teams who are interesting him. 40-man must be set by November 20th. No, we're good to go. Let's just make sure we're not leaving anyone to the Rule 5 draft that we wouldn't want to. We have one spot. So one spot, I guess we'll give it to Scott. Yeah, he's the youngest with the best potential. Let's give it to Connor Scott. Right field, Connor Scott. We'll add him to the 40-man. There you go. So he won't go in the Rule 5 draft. Arbitration, we're still waiting on Contreras. Come on, buddy. And Cal Mitchell, we're still waiting on him. If we go to... No, okay, let's advance a few days here. Come on, Ryan. Stop simulating here. Tyler O'Neill, Corey Seager called up. No, still waiting. Still, this is the last day to offer salary arbitration, but I don't want to offer arbitration. I'm content with waiting to see what these guys want. But do I have to? If they haven't signed by now, I guess I have to. Deadline November 23rd. Sorry, it says November 23rd. Oh, today's November 23rd. All contracts awarded via arbitration are for 1 year only. What was I offering? I was offering him 3 years at $10 million. I guess, yeah, we can still go to November 23rd, or he'll become a free agent. Yeah. All right, we'll offer arbitration then. He last made $600K. I guess I'll offer him $1 million then. That's too bad. I didn't want to do arbitration. Offer arbitration of $1 million. Okay, and Connor Joe are not offering. Okay. Advance. Cedric Mullins going to the Blue Jays. Advance. Still waiting. Arbitration was offered. Arbitration negotiations. Hold on. Did he sign? Sorry. Starting pitchers. Contreras, what did he sign? All right. He signed his 3-year contract at $3.3 million per season. Very good. Good decision there, Contreras. Very good decision. I liked what he did last season a lot. Sorry, just give me a quick second. Like I said, I have, in about maybe 20 minutes time, I have to go just to the door quickly. Sorry about that. Just have to answer a quick message. I gotta go to the door to pick up a delivery. Delivery. It's making a transaction. I've spoken about this on live streams before, where I try to buy and sell hockey cards. I'm just making a deal with someone locally. So I got to the door just to make a quick transaction. So our 2 catchers are set, Davis and Rodriguez. First base is set, Alonso, with Bell there in platoon. Choi, maybe he makes it into the MLB, I'm not sure, but even if not, I just like having him there, and then in the September call-ups, he can always come. Second base, Johnson, Castro, and Gonzalez. I don't know about Gonzalez, though. Third base, Hayes and Rojas, of course. Shortstop, Cruz. Left field, Ian Happ. Center field, Reynolds. And then right field, Santander. With the depth, of course, there's McCutcheon in the system. Bob Franco also going to be playing in the MLB. He has to be added to the 40-man, but the 40-man, only major leaguer free agents going to be added to the 40-man. Okay, we'll take care of that later. Alonso, we got him in free agency last year. He signed a 6-year contract, paying him $13.3 million per year. So I guess that's about it. I think we've taken care of most of our things here in the off-season. Let's sim to free agency 5 or whatever it's called. Helsley, no! Helsley to the Phillies! We were offering him 6 years, $67 million, 11.2. He took 11.1 for 5 years as opposed to 11.2 for 6 years. Man, to the Phillies. Of course, the Phillies, our nemesis. The Phillies. That's too bad. So I guess, either we trade Bednar for another closer, or we sign Michael King, whose numbers aren't really that great. Yeah, I think we just got to make a trade at this point then. We'll just do it via a trade. Unfortunate. I wanted Helsley. All players must have contracts tendered to them by December 2nd. Yeah, let's stop simulating for a moment. Tender contracts. We're all good to go. Guerrero's still out here. 8 years, $180 million. He's being offered by the Blue Jays. Bichette being offered like $10 million per year. That's it? That's crazy. Bichette should be getting a lot more than that. I'd love to get Bo Bichette, but we have O'Neill Cruz. Ty France, Michael King, as we said. Michael King, no. Then it starts to drop slowly. CJ Crone. so on and so forth. Advance, yeah, winter meetings. Sim to the winter meetings. AJ Minter going to the Twins. Oh my goodness. Twins acquire Minter from the Dodgers. He was a big free agent signing last year. Ty France going to the Reds. Yeah, I would love Bichette. Michael Kopech going to the Royals. The Giants are interested in offering us a trade. Philip Kershaw. I like Philip Kershaw, though. He's a first base prospect for us. They want to give us Richie Weber. I didn't even look. I was looking at my messages for a second. No, we're definitely not making that trade. Horrible offer. Sim to the winter meetings. Sim to the... Okay, Slim. Thank you. Back in free agency. Guerrero being offered $207.9 million for 9 years. Bichette, King, they're all still out there as well. Do we go to the Rule 5 draft now? We have no spots, though, in the 40-man, eh? The 40-man is full. Would we remove anyone? Like McCutcheon, I want him to play in September. Probably would take off Ryan Weiss from the 40-man or Oviedo. Yeah, Oviedo, we'll remove Oviedo from the 40-man. I'm going to remove Weiss as well from the 40-man. Yeah. Remove from the 40-man. If we lose him, we lose him. We ended up not getting Housley, unfortunately, in free agency, buddy. He signed with the Phillies. We did get everything else we wanted to do done, but now we have to acquire a new closing pitcher via a trade. But for the time being, let's go to the Rule 5 draft and see if anyone pops up there. The draft lottery. What? You can go to the draft lottery? Whoa! Did we miss this last year? This is brand new. Whoa, that is cool. That is really cool. This would be amazing for NHL. Wow, I am blown away. How did I miss this last season? I never saw this before. So the Red Sox and the Athletics and the Rockies have the best odds with the worst 3 records. As a postseason team, we don't qualify for the draft lottery, but we can still see it happen. So let's go ahead and simulate draft lottery. Here we go. Big fun graphic. What's going to pop up? Draft lottery simulating. I wonder if this is new in like a patch or something. And the Rockies move up 2 spots. It looks like Tankathon, the website. Amazing. The Mariners move up 6 spots. Diamondbacks up 1. Tigers up 5. Meanwhile, brutal. The Red Sox, Athletics, and both drop 5 spots. Mariners with 3.9%. Tigers with 2.7%. They move way up. While the Red Sox, A's move down 5 spots, Royals down 3 spots, Brewers down 2 spots. That's brutal for them. Woo. All right, advancing now. Moving to the Rule 5 draft. That was really cool to see. I love that. Rule 5 draft, anyone of interest. So a couple players going there. 3 players going early. I always just like to look at the very least. Christian Pache. Who's this guy? Nah, that's not going to work for us. Logan Allen, 27 B potential. Nah. I wish we could sort by overall. Any closing pitchers there? No. Catchers were good. It sorts by overall if you go to position, I suppose. Yeah, I guess that's it. 70 for third base. 70 for left field. 72 Donovan Casey. Nah. Starting pitcher, Kyle Tyler, 73 overall. No one who stands out to me here. Logan Allen as the B, who we just said. Actually, we didn't say him. Logan Allen, in the real world, he's so-so right now with the Guardians. All right, we will not draft anyone here at the Rule 5 draft. Thank you very much. Arbitration still there. Free agency, those guys are still out there. Let's sim to arbitration hearings 52 days from now. Luis Castillo going to the Reds. That's where he previously was. From the Mariners for a little package there. Very good. Let's get to arbitration hearings. Vlad Guerrero still out here in free agency. Same for Bo Bichette. Boy, those 2 guys still out there. I think now's a good time to try and make a trade happen. I think now is a good point in the offseason to try and make it happen. Let's go to make trade, and let's look at David Bednar, who is on his way out. Absolutely. So, relief pitchers, Hicks, Cabrera, Lopez. Should we have got another relief pitcher in free agency? Anyone still out here who interests me? Not really. It would have to be through trade. Let's look at... We have good long relief. That's why I don't care as much about mid-relief. So mid-relief, Hicks, Cabrera, Lopez are our main guys. Then our closing pitcher. So let's see what Bednar can get us. Let's look at all the closers around the league and see who makes sense. Bautista has no contract, so we still can't get him. Edwin Diaz is interesting, but costs $20.4 million. And this is what team? The Red Sox. Good numbers for sure. Only 8 saves last year. Maybe he's not happy about that. Let's see. Yankees. No. Jason Adam. Nah. Jordan Romano, he just signed a contract. Chad Green. Emmanuel Clase. I keep forgetting if it's Clase or Clase. He would be the most interesting one from the Guardians, probably. Let's keep going. Clay Holmes, Scott Barlow, Doval, no contract. Josh Hader, like we mentioned, Josh Hader could be an option for us. But the Mets, again, unless we try to get Helsley from the Phillies, and we trade Bednar to the Phillies, the team that choked it, then we face him in the playoffs and he beats us, of course, that's probably what would happen, right? Maybe we need to wait until after arbitration and stuff, and renewable contracts and all that, and then more players will be available. Vlad Guerrero going to the Cardinals, 9-year deal, paying him $23.1 million per year, and Bo Bichette to the Brewers, paying him $10.2 million per year. Look at that. Let's send him to spring training, and then we'll just do the deal. Yes, stop simulating. We'll do the deal now. Let's try that now. In free agent, not much guys there. Bednar to the Phillies is a sub-1 ERA waiting to happen. All right, Bednar. Let's look at closing pitchers. Okay, so for example, Bautista has a contract now. 1 year at $3.3 million for Bautista. Edwin Diaz is signed. Romano, we said. Clase, Clace, he's there. That wouldn't take much to make happen. Ken Giles. Scott Barlow. Camilo Doval signed a 1-year deal. Good numbers for him. 28 years of age. I like Doval. It wouldn't take much to make that trade happen either with the Braves. Josh Hader, of course, as we mentioned. Maybe they want to free up some money over in New York. I don't know. Phillies, of course, have Helsley. And they have Evan Phillips. Maybe they want to move one of those too. Maybe Evan... Hold on. This could work. They brought in Helsley. And now Evan Phillips, who got 47 saves last year and had great numbers, now he feels on the outs. So maybe we go after Evan Phillips. I think he's my #1 target right now. Let's keep that in mind. Evan Phillips. Anybody else? Alexis Diaz. They want more value, though. He has 8 potential. Devin Williams, who they just signed. They'd be interested. He only makes $4 million per year. 6.8 backloaded. But the Cardinals just signed him. Diamondbacks. Sir Anthony Dominguez. 7. Ooh, Sir Anthony Dominguez. 1.04 ERA. Whoo. Boy. 7.3 million. He signed for 3 more years, including this next one. But it is backloaded. It'll be up to 9.4 by the end of it. Sir Anthony Dominguez. That's it. So Sir Anthony Dominguez or Emmanuel Clace interests me, but from a story-wise perspective, #1 from a story-wise perspective would be Evan Phillips. I think that's the one I'm going to try to make work first. There's a few options, but Evan Phillips is the most storyline-wise. So what would it take to make it work? That's it. Just one little guy at the bottom there. So if I throw you... Who do I want to throw in here at the bottom? I wouldn't throw in McCutcheon, but I would get it over the hump. Bubba Chandler, relief pitcher? Unless you may try to make it a larger deal, maybe. What if I throw you Will Matheson, who I'm never going to use, and Christopher Melendez, who I'm never going to use, and you bring me back a relief pitcher who I might use? How about that? Like, yeah, we could get someone in the 70s here who would, at the very least, help AAA. Like, look at, Eric Ullman interests me. This guy is 23. Anyone a bit younger? No, eh? So this guy, let's go for this guy. Relief pitcher, 23. Can I even take this guy out? No, they want it. So, David Bednar, Will Matheson, Christopher Melendez, in exchange for Evan Phillips and DeAndre Greer. I think this is a great trade for us. Let me know if I got the green light for you, ladies and gentlemen. Are we green lighting this trade? Bednar, ship him off to the Phillies where he's going to come back to haunt us. But it makes sense that a team doesn't want to take Bednar as a closing pitcher. The Phillies will take him, make him into a setup man, and Phillips, who wants to be a closer, comes to our team where he can actually do that. Then we move a couple of whatever pieces, and we bring back something that, who knows, maybe we move, maybe we use, maybe we don't. But just to have in there. Plus, we have an abundance of first basemen, so I like it. Dabrowski likes it. Slim doesn't because it's not getting Vogelbach. But I think this is the deal that would work for us. Storyline-wise, team-wise, I give it a thumbs up. I'm going to take a sip of water. Let me know your thoughts. Hobbsy likes Phillips as well. Let's do it. Let's do it. No, I'm not waiting. Sounds like a good deal to us. We'll accept that trade. David Bednar shipped off to Philadelphia. Choknar's gone. And now we have our new closing pitcher in Evan Phillips. Welcome aboard, my friend. It's a pleasure to have you. Big move right there for the state of the team. Very good. Completed. Thank you very much. 42 things. Blah, blah, blah. Let's now spring trainings in 1 day. Let me just make sure we have the lineup, the roster kind of as we like it. We have 25 guys. Okay, it shouldn't be a big issue here. Let's go to spring training. Hopefully players aren't getting moved around where they shouldn't be and optioned and wavered and stuff like that. No, I don't want to play. I don't want to play the next game just yet. Come on. And now it's going to play next game. Okay. So, no, actually, I was just clicking wrong. Okay. Roster. Gary Silva's at an 88. I'm just curious to see that. So let's see. Starting off with our catchers, Davis and Rodriguez in the MLB. Steve Conrad, I think he's ready to move to AAA almost. He's 63 overall. He's the future of the catching position. But maybe we can just let him be the starter in AA for now. Let's keep him in AA for the time being and see how he does. Alonso and Bell in the MLB. Well, right now we have 40 guys. What am I saying? We have 40 spots at spring training. It's spring training, of course. We could offer an extension to Evan Phillips as well while we're here. He's currently making what? 4.9 for 2026. Can we give him a 1-year extension as a closer? Thank you, Slim. Let's go 1 year, 8.3. 1 year, 8.3. Just have him extended, not have to worry about it. 1 year, 8.3. Let's get that done now before he wants more. And he signs it right away. Bang. Gary De Silva. He would be arbitration eligible, but I'd be okay with doing... Yeah, let's do 2 years. Let's do 2 years on Gary De Silva. He's the ace. Already at 21 years of age. He's the ace. What do you think about 2 years, $7 million, Gary? I'll sign that contract. Bang. Let's get these guys all out of the way now. Flaherty, he would be rotation, which he doesn't like as much, and he wants like 14 million. Yeah, maybe at times he won't be the ace, but on paper he's our ace. 1 year, 15 million on Jack Flaherty. He's been a good starting pitcher for us. He's 87 overall. Yeah, 1 year he likes that. He wants to be the ace, but I can't promise him that. So 1 year, 15 million. Add a few years and maybe we can work something out. What if I do call him the ace? Yeah, I know, but I'm saying long-term he's the ace. Oh, but you know what? Good point, Slim. It's only for a 1-year contract. So what do you say about this, Flaherty? 1 year ace, 15 million. Now he wants security. All right, 2 years. Because long-term he's rotation. 2 years, 31 million, 15.5 per year, but that's what starting pitching costs. If anything, worst case, as always, worst case trade. That's what he's looking for. Great. Ian Happ, he's been great. I like to keep him. He's been getting paid 6.5 million. I will offer him, at 3 years, it goes down to 9.7. I could do 3 years. He's a star. 3 years, star, 27 million, 9 million per year. Bang. Okay, so 3 big moves that eat up a lot of money into the future. Jordan Hicks, do we want to get him signed on? He was really, really, really good last year in the setup role. So I'd like to get him signed on. 2 years is all the same. 1 year, 2, 3. He always wants 4.3 million. He's making 4.8 now. So more years, more interest. Let's go 3 years at 4.7. 3 years, 14 million. Whoo, whoo, whoo. We're knocking these out of the park just left and right. Josh Rojas now. We love Josh Rojas, but he's asking 9.6 million for the DH. I'm not sure yet. Show me that you can do that again, and then I'll give you that money. Tamar Johnson, 1 year to keep him renewable. We just signed him. Let's wait on that. The rest we can wait. Yeah, we can wait on the rest. Those are the big ones we got out of the way. Now if we look at the budget, a lot of our money in 2027 is already committed, which is good. We don't need to worry about it. And we still have 31.62 million in available budget, which is very valuable. I like that we have the core signed on longer term now, not from year to year. In 2029, Santander and Happ and Hicks will all expire. So good to have kind of the same timeline for as many guys as possible. Now let's just sim through spring training. In spring training, I let the AI just take control over the lineups, auto, 40-man, and everything else I do myself. But lineups and rotations will be auto just for spring training, and then we'll see what some of the results are. Let's get into the heart of spring training. The record's not looking too hot right now. Woo, but hopefully it's just because not our top players are. It's just not our top players playing. Oh, let me do that for you, Slim. Let me do that for you. Come on. Player search. There you go. Playing on the Rays, currently an 86 overall, bat 254 with 35 home runs last season. There you go. All right, last game of the spring training. We end 12-15. Not ideal, I do have to say. Let's go back to the user settings, back to manual. Let's see what some of the numbers were. Lineups. Let's see what some of the numbers were. So Rojas has been good. Hap's been great. A lot of flames here. No problem. It's all right, Slim. A lot of flames I see over here. Pete Alonso, 283 with 8 home runs. Reynolds, 311. O'Neal Cruz, 313. Santander, 293. Johnson, 275. Hayes, 361. So it must be the pitching that was struggling. Josh Bell batting 120 through 25 at-bats. My goodness. Henry Davis is doing well. He's our everyday guy. Gonzalez, Choi, Swaggerty, Scott, Lolo Sanchez, Bay, Triolo, Castro. Okay, now if I look at the pitching rotation, Gary De Silva hasn't been good, so I think to start the season, Flaherty hasn't been good either. 1-5 record. So actually, De Silva will start as the ace. No! Contreras will start as the ace. He was incredible in the postseason. You're starting as the ace. He won't stay there, but he's starting there. Keller, not great. Colby Allard, not good. Priester, Ortiz, Kranick, no, he's going down for sure. Hicks, Cabrera, and Phillips. Very good numbers from Phillips in 7 innings. Okay. So let's take care of the roster now. Let's look at what we're actually going to be looking like. Catchers. So we already loaded the catchers. We already did those. First base, Alonso and Bell can stay. Well, Bell can stay, I mean. Kershaw, AAA. Check WAR with the stats. I don't know if you can check the stats actually. Do they have that? Oh yeah, they do. Very good. Well, wait, that's just team stats though. Oh no, that's what you want to see. I was thinking you wanted league leaders. So let's see position players. WAR. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Oh, there you go. And sort. Great, so 1.9 for Hayes, 1.4 for Reynolds. At the bottom, negative 1.2 for Bell. My goodness. Maybe he needs time in AAA, and Choi stays up, but Choi wasn't great either. Sanchez, Santander, Alonso, negative 0.5. Ooh. How about the pitchers? Pitchers, 0.6 for Eichhoff, negative 0.4 for Keller, negative 0.3 for Flaherty. Yeah, just spring training, but All right, back to the roster. You know what? To start the year, Bell, go prove yourself down in AAA, please. Go prove yourself down there before you're going to come up here. Choi can stay as backup because Alonso's already playing like every single day. I'm not worried. Martin can go down to AA. Down there. Jonas Crosby, you're up in AA. I want you to grow, buddy. One of our original draft picks. Even Diaz with A potential. He's 20. Let's get you in AA. Meanwhile, Mason Martin will go down to single A. And we'll have 3 in... that's probably too much, but they have other eligibility. Third base eligibility, outfield eligibility. Let's do that. Francesco Diaz. Second base, Castro Gonzalez. Is he in the MLB, really? I don't know. I'd like to give him the chance. Maybe Marcano, no. Has to go down to AAA for sure. And let's go through waivers. Yeah, but he wasn't saying the MLB anyways. Wilson, we'll wait and see what happens there. Rojas, Triolo. If you got to go through waivers, then so be it. Whatever. Waivers for you too. I'm not keeping all these random guys up. Alvarez, AAA, AA. I'll take care of the AA's and AAA's once we know who's going where. Figueroa, AAA. Does he have to go through waivers? Of course he does. Let me guess. We're going to lose all of our players to waivers here. Bob Franco is the guy who's going to come up to the MLB. That's who I want. Bob. Get in there, Bob. He should have been playing in spring training. The rest of these guys can stay where they are. Center field, Swaggerty, no. You're going down to AAA. You got to go through waivers. Of course you do. The rest can stay like that. Fairchild, Lolo Sanchez, Connor Scott, no. There you go. He can actually go down to down there. McCutcheon's staying up. At least for the time being, he's staying up. Lolo Sanchez, does he have to go through waivers? If I go bring him to AAA, no, he doesn't. Great. So 2 in AAA. Actually, Scott could go to even Fairchild. I'll figure that out after. Pitchers. Here we go. So we're at 31. We got to take a few more off. We're almost there. Gary De Silva, Jack Flaherty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a starting 5. Allard can come in as well at times. Edgar Hernandez, I want you up in AAA this season. The commissioner. No, he's not the commissioner. It's, where is he? Sandoval. He's the commissioner. Patrick Sandoval. Edgar Hernandez moving up to AAA. Quinn Priester. Hold on. Luis Ortiz is definitely going down to AAA. Krennic down to AAA. Of course, everyone has to go through waivers. AAA, he uses an option. Thank you. But why does he always use options? Is this how it is in the real MLB? Always using these options? Relief pitchers. Hicks, Cabrera, Lopez, Ramirez. They can stay. The rest, that's it. Phillips, MLB. So I just got to send down a couple more starting pitchers probably. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Let's wait to see what the waivers say, I suppose, because still, no, it's not, it doesn't count them anymore. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Quinn Priest. Yes, it is. That's a weird system, I find. Quinn Priest. Can I send him down without waivers? Yeah, okay. He's going down to the ML to AAA for a second. We're at 27 now. Can I send? Okay, McCutcheon, you're going to AAA just for the moment. Just for a moment. All right, so there. That brings us down to 26. Okay, that's where we need to be. Let's advance a day now. Sim to regular season, that is. Come on. Sim to regular season. Hold on. Alright, give me 1 second. I gotta just go to the door to make an exchange for a hockey card. Please do excuse me. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves, and I'll keep the... I'll keep the lineup right here, and you can discuss any thoughts you might have on where the players should be in the lineup. Please give me just 2 minutes. I'll go as fast as I can. Back. Thank you. Appreciate it. This is the only time that guy could meet me. I went ahead and did it, and I knew it was going to be during the stream. I appreciate you sticking around. I hate leaving during a stream. I've done it like twice to get a charger, and I was disgusted with myself. So thank you for bearing with me. Let's see. Predictions. Actually, Landon, buddy, you're going to love it. It was a Jason Robertson PSA 10 Young Guns clear cut. Welcome back. Thank you, Mark. You would have loved that card, buddy. You would have loved it, Landon. One of the jewels of my collection, but I had to move it. I had other things that I want to fund. Just trying to get, try to get cards you want. I love the card, but it wasn't necessarily a card that I would have had in my personal collection, right? Loved having it. And that's the hobby. You move it on to someone else, you redistribute the funds, and there you go. So that's it. Jason Robertson card, buddy. You need to see this hockey card. Hobbsy, I wanted to do a lot of hockey card videos. I'm going to do one more big video soon when I sell a lot of the cards that I got from the ones that I showed in the videos that I did put out around Christmas time. But honestly, it's like a full-time job to be like trying to move cards, and it's not really worth what you get out of it, I find. But I'm gonna just do like a wrap-up video of like, here are all the cards that I bought over a period of 6 months, and here are the ones that I sold, and here's like the profit that I made. Here's what I found from doing it, tips for what I learned along the way, stuff like that. But I don't think I'm gonna do much more hockey card content on the channel. It's fun to just make a few videos, but I don't think I'll do much more with it. What do you say here in the channel? Boba Fett's defense improvement. As for the lineup, I'd probably keep it the same. They were hot during the spring. That's very true. They were hot during the spring. Next playoffs, we can look at stats in the playoffs for WAR. Yes, but it's such a small sample size. That's the thing. Only 2 or 3 games, right? It's tough to see who's who in such a small sample size. So from here, review sponsorships as always. If the in-game ticker, okay, we're good, very good. View budget, we're good. Trade block, we're good. Trade talks, we're good. Draft will be starting next episode. So as always, let's end off the episode by starting off the season. Contreras is on the mound after having an incredible postseason. We're giving him the reins, and we're going to see what he can do when given the season opener, basically. So we have, let me just make sure the roster is right. 26 out of 26. Everyone's where they should be. In AAA, I'll fix it off camera after the fact. Choi is up here. Bell's down in AAA to get some conditioning because he was not good at all. What? Where was didn't he have much more power before against righties? Or was I thinking of, no, I was thinking about Miguel Sano. I think that's it. Castro Gonzalez. Marcano's going down. Yes. Rojas, yes. It's just, in a perfect world, I would want another 70-some relief pitcher, probably. But we'll make do with what we have. We have good long relief. The pitching rotation is good. Lopez, Ramirez in mid. Hicks is the setup. I'll probably put Genesis Cabrera over here as number one mid-relief guy. 23, 27, 27. And then Hicks as the main setup. Hicks. Shout out to the Double Bread podcast. All right, let's go ahead and play the season opener here in... Actually, are we in Chicago? No, we're in Pittsburgh, excuse me. We're at home to host the Cubs to open up year number 3 of the Data era at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Let's hit it, ladies and gentlemen. Contreras on the mound after doing so well in the wild card game last year. Our batting order for this evening, we're going to go Rojas, Happ, Reynolds, Alonso, Santander, Hayes, Castro, Cruz, and Davis. We'll refine it more as time goes on. Castro, because he's better against lefties, but Johnson is our everyday guy at second base. He will be that everyday guy. Let's hit it. First pitch, solo bomb. Picking up where we left off. Solo bomb to start the season. Incredible. You can't make this stuff up. Incredible. Pitch, walk. Pitch, fly out. Pitch, walk. Pitch, fielder's choice. Runners on the corners, ground out. All right, let's get out of this now. Well, get out of this. Let's get it back, I'm trying to say. Rojas, solo bomb from Rojas. He answers right back. The first at-bat of the season at home, and Rojas leads off with a solo bomb of his own to tie this game. 1 hit, 1 run between the two teams. Incredible. Woo-hoo. I hope that Rojas can continue the hot streak that he was on from last year as well. Perfect. Ian Happ is hit by a pitch. Steele is rattled. Reynolds double play. And Alonso strikes out. Okay, second inning now. Ground out, single, double play. Beautiful. Santander singles. Hayes singles. Castro flies out. Cruz singles. Bases loaded for the young Henry Davis. 1 run scores on the RBI single. Oh no, RBI walk. Oh, this guy's rattled. Steele is rattled. Rojas, who led off the game with a home run. Can he grand salami it? Ooh, another walk! Steele, single, fly out, single, bases loaded walk, bases loaded walk. He has walked in 2 runs. Ian Happ against his old team, 2-run score on a 2 RBI single. Oh, this guy's finished. This guy is finished. Yeah, how often you get leadoff homers on both sides? Single, fly out. Single, walk, single. Steele is shook. Are they going to pull him? No, fielder's choice, and then a pop-up. Wow. 4-run second inning. Swanson flies out. Roederer flies out. Suzuki walks. Morel, Suzuki steals a base. Morel walks. Diaz strikes out. I don't think Contreras is going to stay much longer than like the 4th inning. Santander flies out, Hayes strikes out, and Castro grounds out. All right, Contreras, get it back, buddy. Get back in your groove now. Single, strikeout, fly out. Okay, I want to see more strikeouts, though. O'Neal Cruz grounds out. Davis pops up. Rojas walks. Steele, he's still in there. Happ walks as well. This guy, where's the control? The walks per 9 at 55. Here is Reynolds, fielder's choice. All right, top of the 5th. I'm probably going to just give him, if he does well, this is his last inning. If he doesn't, I will give him 2 mistakes. Pitch, ground out. Pitch, ground out. Hit by pitch. Single. There are your 2 mistakes, my friend. Thank you for your time. Let's bring in a lefty to close it out, or just to end off here against Diaz. Genesis Cabrera, 1 run scores on an RBI single. Amazing. And then he strikes out the next batter. Come on, Cabrera. Up by 3 in the bottom of the fifth. Alonso grounds out. Santander singles. Hayes, hold on, pitching change here. Hayes is 1 for 2 on the day. He strikes out, and Castro grounds out. All right, Matt Mervis flies out. Walker flies out. Rafaela grounds out. Very good. Cruz walks. Davis line out. Cruz and his 99 speed. Still second, buddy. Caught stealing. Rojas singles, and then a ground out. Wouldn't have... a single... I don't think Cruz with 99 speed would have gotten home from first. All right, Swanson fly out. Roederer walk. Suzuki strike out. Pick off first. Pitch walk. Pitch fly out. All right, Brian Reynolds 0 for 3 on the day. He singles. Alonso doubles. Runners at second and third. Come on, we're up by 3. Let's have some fun here. Santander, swing, buddy. You're 2 for 3, and he pops up. Cabrian Hayes, he walks to load the bases. Killian is a righty. Castro, 53 contact. Let's bring in Johnson now. Yeah, Johnson, yeah. Tamar Johnson will come in. He will be the new second baseman to the end of the game here. Tamar Johnson, we have 1 out, bases loaded for the young 21-year-old who batted .287 last year. He had 68 RBI. He swings. He strikes out. O'Neal Cruz, 3 runs scored on a 3 RBI triple. Bases clearing triple for O'Neal Cruz. And we're now up 8-2. The bats are hot. Henry Davis, can you bring him in? Pitching change. And he does. RBI single for Henry Davis. Wow. And then a fly out. Well done. Let's get some other pitchers in here just to give them a little bit of a taste here. Let's get Ramirez in here. He's not going to pitch so much this year. He gives up a walk, RBI double, single, walk. Wow. Why do I try to give you nice things? Why do I try to give you nice things? Walk, double, single, walk to start off your season. Why do I give you nice things? And you know what? No. You're going to have to deal with these numbers. I'm not going to bring in another pitcher to clean up your mess. Pop up, 1 run scored on an error, strikeout, fly out. That's what you get. Ruin your numbers, not someone else's. Take responsibility for your actions. Ian Happ walks to first. All right, very nice. Reynolds flies out. Alonso walks. Santander pops up. And Cabrian Hayes strikes out. 9th inning now. We'll bring in the new closer. Although it's not looking for a save, let's bring in our new closer, Evan Phillips. Finish it off, buddy. Here we go. Ground out, fly out, single, strikeout to end it. And the Pirates win their home and season opener. Rojas, player of the game, 2 for 3 with a home run. Great, and 2 walks as well. Great night to start off the season. A 9-4 win for the Pirates. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll stop there. I'll go ahead and do some things on my own just for who's going to be in the AAA, AA, blah, blah, blah. But aside from that, I think we're ready to go into year number 3 here in 2026. We can consider some things for next episode. If there's any, let me look through, at depth chart. If there's any position that you think we are lacking in, whether it be for the everyday spot or for the depth spot, we can look at making a trade in that regard. I think a relief pitcher would likely be something that we consider if there's anything that we're searching for. We're currently 5th overall in the league according to the numbers, 10th in speed, 7th in contact, 4th in power, 9th in pitching, but 22nd in defense. Doesn't quite matter as much in the slow sim, but like that's an all-encapsulating number. Like while arm strength doesn't matter, I still care about whether or not they're going to be going and get their gold gloves, right? I want to see those gold gloves from the outfielders, especially Brian Reynolds. What a monster. So if there's any thoughts that you have, be sure to leave them down here on YouTube or over on the Discord server, link in the description. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that just about wraps it for this evening. I think as we're moving into the summer, I'd like to be doing some more streams than just the weekly Friday night. The Sporkle drafts, we were talking about the quizzes, we were talking about those in the Discord server. Plus, we have the real world NHL draft coming soon. The offseason is on the road, is getting onto the road now, getting underway. So that'll be exciting stuff. I'd grab a relief pitcher for sure. Ramirez doesn't give me confidence after that appearance. Yeah, that's true. He did not look good at all. So if we could do some little move to get another relief pitcher, that would be a nice addition to the team. Yes, absolutely more streams coming. It's really just due to time and work, because you saw back in the COVID days, 2020, 2021, you saw those like 5-6 uploads a week plus like 3 streams per week. This is what I love to do. It's just that unfortunately a lot of my time is dedicated to full-time work now that I've graduated university, blah, blah, blah. This is 3 years ago, right? But here we are. I'd love to do some more over the summer, absolutely. I'll put up a video soon about my summer plans. I'm going to be going out of town for a couple of weeks, so that'll be a bit of, I'll try to get some videos pre-uploaded and stuff like that and scheduled to go up. But thank you for joining here this evening. We had quite a good crowd, I have to say. This is one of our better crowds. I think we had a solid off-season, filled a couple spots we wanted to. The bats are getting hotter than they were. We saw some good growth. I'm excited to see what this team can do. Maybe we move down one player, like from the platoon bats here, and we bring in a pitcher that way, or we swap Ramirez for someone straight up. Maybe Nick Gonzalez. I like his numbers, but I don't know if he'll have a spot. I don't know. I'm trying to get him into the team. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. Kronos, buddy, thank you very much for your thoughts. Thank you for your vote of appreciation, and very much love going back to you, Landon. Look out for the Pittsburgh Penguins franchise mode, the 2024 off season coming your way in less than 12 hours. No, in less than 15 hours, we'll call it. Give myself a chance to wake up and do some editing. But that's coming your way tomorrow on Saturday, June the 17th. Everyone have yourselves a wonderful Friday evening. Have a great start to your weekend. We'll talk soon. Thanks for joining. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Wishing you all the best. Enjoy some of the weather. Take a nice walk. Breathe in that fresh air. Enjoy June. And we'll talk soon. Good night, everybody. Thanks again.